To breakers, what constitutes cultural appropriation? What constitutes cultural appropriation to you? Give me an example.
Cultural appropriation to me as a breaker looks like someone that wears a do-rag outside of the realm of a jam.
Okay.
Outside of a realm, be specific.
I'll give you an example.
Be specific.
If I see said B-boy or B-girl or breaker at the jam with the do-rag, they're utilizing that for a reason. To spin. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Come on.
Now,
Come on.
if I see said B-boy, B-girl, breaker outside at the after party with the do-rag on, I am then going to ask myself, well, are you just, is this are you pantomiming me? What purpose do you need the do-rag on after you've done spinning on your head?
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
Can I respond to that? Let me answer that. So, you're talking about a particular individual who was in the Olympics who was a 16-year-old baby. You're talking about a baby. And this is what pissed me off about people who were clapping at her with regards to wearing the do-rag. Not only is that a baby that people are clapping at, obviously breakers know why she was wearing it. You know what I mean? For spinning on her head. However, but what many people don't know is that overseas, there's people in other countries that are so infatuated with hip hop, so infatuated with American culture that they will do something. They will emulate breakers or just American culture to pay homage back, or they'll do it out of respect in order to kind of emulate. Over here in America, oh no, you're fucking stealing. You know what I mean? You're copying what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Not so much that, but like, I can't, take a do-rag off and be a completely different race,
I mean, look, it's a piece of article. It's a clothing article. It's a piece of clothing. You know what I mean? A piece of clothing shouldn't constitute race.
No, well, when it comes to, being in America, the stigma behind having a do-rag. So it's like, again, I can't just take that off and like, oh, I'm not from the hood anymore. Sorry guys, I'm I was just playing around. Whenever I get to a jam, I'm just putting this on. Now I'm just gangster now. All of a sudden, like, no, come on.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, the purpose of a do-rag is to get waves. I used to have
the purpose
cornrows,
of a do-rag is to
I used to wear a do-rag. I used to do this shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get braids. Yeah. So I have to have a do-rag to protect my hairstyle. It's to protect your hairstyle.
Mm-hmm. But do you really think the second somebody puts on a fucking do-rag, they transition into a different...
People transform. You'd be surprised nowadays, yo. You got people in disguise like Decepticons.
Steve, jump in there. Jump in there.
I don't have any hair.
Have you ever wore a do-rag? Keep it real.
At practice? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But like Bree said, I'm not going to walk through my neighborhood wearing a do-rag.
You know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. No, because like, look, straight up, when I go and do shows, when I've performed on stage, if I don't wear something on my head and I do something, a halo, a hollow back, a head spin, I have skinned myself. I've scalped myself. And it takes, and especially because I shave my head, having a scab up there means that I have like two weeks of like very uncomfortable shaving of my head. So like I wear like a spin cap now. But we didn't have spin caps for a long time. So like I use t-shirts, but like honestly, fucking the velvet do-rag is the best thing in the world.
Do you ever feel racially discouraged when wearing a fucking do-rag?
No, I definitely only wear it around friends at practice. I'm not going to perform in it. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go out.
Fuck? Why not?
Well, because
it's not his daily driver.
As an American, I understand the implications of it. And while I'm not a cultural appropriator writ large, me doing that just isn't a good look, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not as brave as some of my European friends, if you want to say it like that. But I also feel like they have a very different culture. Europe doesn't understand. Most Europeans don't understand the cultural reasoning behind why it's offensive for a white person to rock that, right? So when we go to Europe, we go to Italy and Switzerland. I see it. I see them, and we all have that same response, which is like, man, they just don't know. Like they come from a different place. But like you said, they're paying homage. So for them, they're like, this makes sense. I'm trying to do the thing, right? But you know, I care a lot, I guess, and for me, it's just not the right thing. Maybe someday I won't give a fuck, man.
Let me jump over to Profo real quick.
Yeah.
Profo, now I know you wear the do-rag.
I wear the
and
do-rag.
you wear. You've been overseas, right?
Yeah.
You've traveled.
Yeah, a lot.
Off United States. Let me ask you a question.
33 countries, 100 cities around the world. Yes.
There you go.
Let's keep it count.
Let's do a hypothetical real quick. I'm known for doing hypotheticals on my show,
All right.
just to put people in position of clarity. Let's do a quick hypothetical. Hold on,
Okay,
let me grab
sure.
Let me grab this bottle of wine. Suppose you go over to, I don't know, Scandinavia. You
Okay.
got friends out in Scandinavia,
Yeah.
Finland specifically,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they invite you to their home.
Okay.
And they're like, you know what? We're gonna make you something. We're gonna make you dinner.
Okay.
We're gonna make you a hamburger and French fries.
Cool.
Would you
Can't
be
wait.
offended if, or let me say this, not be
It's
offended.
not gonna taste
Is
good.
it cultural appropriation for someone in Scandinavia to make you a fucking cheeseburger and fries?
No, it's not going to be good, most likely, but I'll eat it. I'm not going to be offended by it. Even if
Okay.
it tastes bad, I'm not going to be offended by it.
Is it cultural appropriation?
I don't think so. The burger is German. Like, but it's not even a German.
I mean, I guess if
yeah.
you trace it down, it's German.
You know what I
Is
mean?
it German?
It's a good point. I like that.
Even though it's created in America, we call it a hamburger, which is a German word.
All right, so give me a goddamn American meal that I can replace for the
You said
burger.
cheeseburger, I just went
I
with
did
that.
say
A glizzy.
cheeseburger.
I mean, is it cultural appropriation if we serve beaver tails because that's from Canada and there's
I
a
do
beaver
like-
tail
I'm just trying to
I do
apply
like
the
me
same
some beaver
concept to
tails.
the do-rag.
You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to apply the same concept to the
So
do-rag.
I'm with Breeze. Like I wear it because what Steve said. Like well, one in 2004 I had braids, and guess what? I had to go sleep with a do-rag. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when you get messed up, and then wearing it, do I like it better than a beanie? Yeah, because it won't come off as easy as a beanie. It won't come off as easy as a hat, and I don't like the what you call it.
The condom tip.
The what you call it, the square
wave
like
cap?
organ grinder headspin cap. I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
shit's corny.
That shit look like a
Yeah,
kufi.
fez.
You know, some
Oh,
people
man.
some people
It does.
some
It
people
does.
love that, and I'm like, ah.
Do you think it's fair to clap at a young girl 16 years old who decides to
don't
wear
know.
it?
14.
I mean, do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair to clap at it?
All of this stuff that's going on in social media with the Olympics is not fair, but it happens.
Okay.
Everyone has an opinion, and it's just like same thing. I'm going back. Like, where were y'all? You don't understand this. You don't understand that they're wearing it to spin. You don't understand. You just think, oh, because it's hip hop and the Olympics, hip hop, they're trying to be like us. Yeah, in some ways, but have you seen her break?
Understanding that she's part of your culture, she's part of your community. Would you put yourself in a position to defend her?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question.
So
what if,
what's the problem?
If she
I'm
was
sorry.
wearing a dashiki,
Yo, that's wild.
then what?
That'd be like, yo,
Whoa.
that's
Is she
wild.
paying homage back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
whatever?
Yeah.
You're bugging.
She wearing that. That's a little wild. Like, what does she know about dashikis in the first place?
See,
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
that's the
16.
whole, yeah.
You know, there's white guys out there that everything came from Africa.
Yeah.
We all came from Africa.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
we specifically, but all things
Yeah.
came from Africa. You can take it all the way back to the fucking Pangea. You know, what's
Preach.
what's the Lucy the Forensics, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean, if you really want to take it all back,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But that's not to justify wearing a fucking dashiki.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Or a Scandinavian
okay.
hamburger.
So you ain't fucking with it. You see a person, a Caucasian person wearing a goddamn or a Caucasian breaker who's wearing a do-rag, you ain't fucking with it.
Again, if we in the jam, I understand.
Yeah.
If we outside, I'm snatching it off your head. Why are we sitting in McDonald's and you got a do-rag
Yeah,
on
that's
right
real,
now?
though.
It doesn't make sense.
That's real.
Yeah, like
I don't agree with that.
That's
I don't
real.
agree with that.
If I ever see any of you guys camping or hiking with boots and playing golf or some white shit,
I'm ripping the
I'm
polo off.
taking all that
He's
shit
ripping
away.
the polo off your shirt.
Damn. All right.
My redneck friends
I'm just
out here.
saying, they're using it for what it's supposed to be used for at that particular time period.
I
So
hear
I
that.
get it.
Right,
Like,
right.
I
Like,
hear
and
that.
then you know the difference between somebody that's using it for that purpose and then somebody that's, oh yeah, I'm hip hop. No, like that doesn't pop fly over here. Like that's not cool. Like,
Okay. Thank you, Breeze.